Hello everyone, this is K. Sadashiva. Welcome to my channel KLR Educators. First of all, thanks to all for those who are supporting me to run my channel successfully. These videos are all for those who are preparing for various competitive exams at home. So friends, I request you to like, share and subscribe my channel and share these videos to all. Also, after watching my video, make a notes of it so that you can revise all these things easily in future. So let's start with our today's lecture. In our previous lecture, we tried to understand how Britishers defeated the other Europeans in India. In this lecture, we are going to discuss how British defeated Indian kings and how they were successful in capturing Indian territories. So today we are going to discuss about the British conquest of India. The main reason why the Britishers captured India was the lack of unity among the Indian states. See, Indian states were many, but these states were not having any kind of unity among them. That's the main reason why the Britishers were able to capture our Indian territories. Mainly, we had many princely states. Most of the northern states were under the control of Mughals. See, the Mughals were able to directly control the northern states, but the case of southern states, it was different. These Mughals controlled the southern states by appointing the governors who worked under them. So, to control the southern states, these Mughal emperors sent some people known as governors who will look after these southern states. Later, when the empire became weak, these governors declared independence. See, whenever the empire is strong, these governors will listen to these empires. When this empire becomes weak, then what these governors will do? They will just declare independence. Means they will not be working anymore under this Mughal empire. For example, Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad. So, decentralization of political authority took place. So earlier it was a centralized political authority. Now it has been decentralized because now the governors have declared independence from this Mughal rule. British fought against these kings to control land areas. This territorial integration was done by British with great patience. We have to keep in mind one thing, that Britishers came to India in 1600, but after the Battle of Buxar, which happened in the year 1764, they were able to conquer the Indian territories. Means you have to understand the great patience that was shown by the British to integrate these Indian territories. It was slow and gradual process. They were never in hurry. It was a slow and gradual process. They introduced many policies and land revenue system to control and exploit Indians. They introduced many policies and also they introduced many land revenue systems through which they exploited the Indians. Later in the upcoming videos, I will be explaining everything about the policies and also the land revenue systems that were followed by the British. British conquest on Bengal. So how the Britishers were able to defeat these kings of Bengal? Initially, Murshid Quli Khan was sent as governor for Bengal by Mughal Emperor. So Mughal Emperor sent Murshid Quli Khan as governor of Bengal. Later, when Mughals became weak, they declared independence. As I told earlier that whenever the empire is becoming weak, these governors used to declare independence and they were not working under any Mughal rule. Britishers came to know that Bengal had large amount of fertile land and Bengal governor built many chowkis and thanas for trade facilitation. See here, the Britishers came to know about the development that was happening in Bengal and also about the large amount of fertile land which can yield a large amount for the British. Means they can earn more and more money by capturing these fertile lands. This is the image of Murshid Quli Khan, who was sent as the first governor of Bengal by the Mughal Empire. So in the year 1757, Sirajud-Dowla became the Nawab of Bengal. At this time, there were frequent wars between British and French in north as well as south. As we discussed in the previous videos about the Carnatic wars that were happening between British and French. So these British were fighting with French in north as well as south when Sirajud-Dowla became the Nawab of Bengal. Also in the year 1717, when Farooq Siyar gave English permission to trade across the country without paying any tax to any states. See, this raised the direct conflict between the Mughal Empire and Nawab of Bengal. See now, when the Mughal Empire is giving direct permission for the British to carry out the trade without paying any tax to any states, this means this is overtaking the power of Nawab of Bengal. See, Nawab of Bengal never liked the way the Farrukhsiyar gave permissions to this British, because he was always opposing the British and he was asking the British to pay certain amount of tax, and then only they have to carry out the trade. But here the British got the permission from the Farrukhsiyar. That's the reason why now they are not paying any kind of tax to this Nawab of Bengal, and this raises the conflict between Nawab of Bengal and Farrukhsiyar the Mughal. Because of this, there was conflict between Nawab of Bengal and Mughals, which later turned into conflict between British and Nawab of Bengal. See, this British got permission from the Mughals. That's why now these British are having conflict with Nawab of Bengal, because British are telling that we got the permission from Mughals, but now you are opposing us and you are forcing us to pay the tax. That's the reason why the British are now fighting against this Nawab of Bengal. On June 16, 1756, Siraj-ud-Dawla attacked British and captured British possessions. Here, on June 16, 1756, Siraj-ud-Dawla attacked British and captured all the British possessions that were present in Bengal. So the British retreat to Fulta, a town in south of Hooghly. So Britishers, when they were not able to defeat the Siraj, they retreated to Fulta, a small town in Hooghly. He even punished British officials by confining them to Black Hole. Here Siraj punished British officials by confining them to Black Hole. So this was one of the techniques that was used by Nawab of Bengal to punish the criminals. Nawab of Bengal felt that British will never come back to Bengal again, and so he didn't arrange enough army to defend Calcutta. He thought that Britishers will never come back to Bengal, and that's the reason why he didn't arrange enough army to defend his Calcutta. Also, he didn't pursue British fully out of Bengal, and this was a mistake done by Siraj, for which later he paid huge price. So I told you that these Britishers were not completely pursued out of Bengal. See, the Britishers, they were retreated and they were hiding in Fulda town. But what Nawab of Bengal thought, they will never again come back and they will never fight against this Nawab of Bengal. So this was a mistake, and for this mistake Siraj had paid a huge price later in the Battle of Plassey. So this is the image of the war between Siraj and the Britishers, in which the Britishers were defeated in the hands of Siraj. On February 14, 1757, Treaty of Alinagar took place between British Governor Robert Clive and Siraj-ud-Dawla. So this treaty was a main weapon that was used by the British to get back their backup from Britain. So when they get the backup from the Britain, they will again attack the Nawab of Bengal and they will capture this Bengal territory in the Battle of Plassey, which we will discuss in our next video. Later, British had backward channel talks with Mir Jafar, who was the chief commander of Nawab. So when they can't defeat the enemy directly, they were trying to defeat this enemy indirectly by weakening the Nawab of Bengal. How? By having backward channel talks with Mir Jafar, who was the chief commander of Nawab. Many people were also associated with Mir Jafar in this conspiracy. See, not only Mir Jafar, many Bengal officials were associated with this British, and finally they defeated Nawab of Bengal. All these people betrayed and backstabbed Nawab of Bengal. This is the reason why in the Battle of Plassey, Nawab of Bengal was defeated in the hands of British. From this image, we can understand how the British officials were having backward channel talks with Bengal officials, and how they were conspiring with these British officials, and how they defeated the Nawab of Bengal. So with this, we have finished our lecture. Hope you have understood everything, how the Britishers were able to conquer the India, and in the next upcoming videos we will be discussing the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar, and also the different policies that were adopted by the British to capture the Indian territories. So I request you to all to like, share and subscribe my channel, and share these videos to your friends who are in need for this kind of videos. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.